You know I've been taking some time and I've been keeping to myself. I had my eyes upon the prize, ain't watching anybody else.
Hey, what's up? Dani here and welcome to my channel and another video. Today I'll just do a quick wrap up on the comics I've read in the month of June. I've read more comics than manga because I just drew comics 3 times in a row out of my TBR chart. One of them I only finished like yesterday, so it counts for the next month wrap up, so I'm not gonna show that one. But I still read 4 volumes and it's 2 series, so there's 2 different series I'm going to talk about. One of them I can't talk too much because it's in the middle of a series, so I won't be saying too much about it because spoilers and everything like that, but you know, same old, same old. So yeah, the first comic series I read, and I'm almost up to date on it, which makes me really happy because I always fall behind way too quick and then it takes me forever to catch up. So I just binged 3 volumes, and that is Saga Volume 4, Volume 5 and Volume 6. So I'm only 1 volume behind, but I already own Volume 7, so I can read it very soon. But yeah, I actually really love this series. Like, everyone tells other people to read this. Like, whenever I see people asking for comics to read, everyone is like, there is at least one person saying Saga, me included. So I am glad I jumped on the bandwagon for this series because I wasn't so sure at first because it didn't appeal to me. So I'm not that into these sci-fi kind of stories, and it's got really weird characters in there and just, you know, but I love it. It's just so good and so much fun to read, and I just really want to know and follow the journey of the main characters. So I'm always excited to see where they're going next, and it's like when something happens you're like, oh no, and hope you get away, and you know, like just that stuff. It's like watching a movie. They're like rooting for your characters. So this is me with Saga. I don't know if I can actually show some of the comic, the art and everything, because as I said, it's in the middle of the series, so spoilers. So I'm trying to see if I can find something that isn't too spoilery. It's probably going to be really hard. I do really like the art because it's not very detailed, but it's still very good. So you got like this. So you can see there's not a lot of shading, like very detailed shading, but it's still really good art and it's very colorful and nice. So I really love the art because it fits the series very well. I especially like the covers, but also the back pictures. It's always, I think it's one of the issue covers, but I always like those because they just look really cool. Let's see if the other ones have one as well. So that one. It's still really nice art, even if it's not that detailed of a shading. I do like this cover here, the cat. So yeah, I'm not gonna say too much about the story because it's basically 2 sides, and one of each side they fall in love with each other and they marry and get a kid. So this is pretty much like the first issue of the first volume I'm saying here, so it's not too much spoiler going on. And yeah, they have a kid, and that kid is obviously has the genes of both sides, and the sides actually hate each other. but these two fell in love, so it's like all against the rules of their individual kingdoms, and the kid is like really special, and they all get hunted by their people. So basically all through these volumes they have to run away, and on the way they get into different adventures and problems, and just things happen and new people are coming in, and it's just really interesting because it's just like a chasing game. So they just have to run away from their people, and yeah, it's just really interesting because you never know what's gonna happen, like if something happens to the characters, or if anyone gets like taken hostage or anything. Like there's so many people coming in along the line, so you don't know who you can trust and you can't, and it's really interesting, and it's like exciting and entertaining, and it's also mature, so there's like a lot of... Yes? What do you want? There's a lot of naked scenes and violence, and so yeah, it's mature, not for little people. But I really like the premise of this series, the story, and just the sci-fi of it, the action, the characters. I really love the characters, and I do really love this story. So if you're looking for a comic to read and you haven't read Saga, go pick up volume 1, read it, and see if you like it, because I really do enjoy it a lot. So yeah, that's Saga. One more volume and I'm up to date. Like the only comic series I'm up to date with, so sad. And the other comic I've read is based on a cartoon that is currently on Netflix, and I've watched it and I loved it a lot. So I saw that there's a comic of it, so I bought it and I've read it and I loved it. So that's Voltron, Legendary Defender. As I said, it's a cartoon, a series on Netflix. It's got 2 seasons so far. I think there's gonna be a 3rd one, and I can't wait for it. And as far as I know, this comic follows after season 1. I'm not sure completely, but the characters, everything is the same. I think there's older comics of this series because it's based, I think, on an older comic, and it's also, there was another TV show back in the days. I never watched it. I've never watched it, but my friend made me watch it, and I'm glad she did, and I loved it. So basically, if you've watched Power Rangers, you will probably like this as well, because there's basically these 5 people who each have a lion, and when they morph together, they form Voltron, which is that one, and they just have to fight in the galaxy, save different planets, and it's just a lot of action and really great characters, and I just love it a lot. I feel like I'm a kid again when I watch this, because it does have a feel of Power Rangers because of the whole robot morphing together to become a bigger robot kind of feel, and I really like it. I don't even know. So the art is exactly the same as the TV show. I think the people behind the art are the same people behind the TV show. I'm not completely sure, but it does look exactly the same. So if you watch the TV show and like the TV show, you would like this as well. And if you have read this one, you might like the TV show if you haven't watched it yet. It's also hilarious. Like, the characters are just really funny. And so it's got loads of humor and fun parts in here, and then there's action and sad scenes or like things that happen, and then you have like the funny ones like this. The face expressions are just great. So yeah, Voltron Legendary Defender. If you haven't watched the TV show, go check it out on Netflix, and if you don't have Netflix, I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. It's really interesting and a fun story and fun characters, so yeah, check it out if you want to. But yeah, this is all I've read comic-wise in the month of June. I'm so glad I almost caught up on Saga and Voltron. I think there's 2 more comics out there. I'm not sure if it's like a series or if it's just like individual stories. I have to check it out myself because I have no clue, but I will definitely get the other comics in this series. But yeah, this is what I've read. I can't even see the whole thing. If you've read any of these, which I'm pretty sure you have read Saga, and if you haven't, again, go read it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and if you have anything else you think I would like to read, just let me know. Though at the moment I have to like catch up on a lot, but I can always write things down on my wish list to get eventually. So yeah, if there's anything you think I would like, let me know. But yeah, that's really it for this video. And I hope to see you soon in another one. Bye!